Justice with Judge Mablean will be life because in everything we do, it involves the law. You came to court to testify about what you heard, what you saw, and what you know.
She's fair.
I don't have a hearing problem. This ear works good. This one works even better.
She's firm.
I'm not responsible for that ticket, and I'm not going to pay for it.
Who says you're not going to pay for it? I make that decision, not you.
She's honest.
What you have to say?
All I have to
Nothing.
say.
This is Justice with Judge Mablean. Angela Daniels is suing Timothy Manzi in the amount of $5,300. Ms. Daniels claims Mr. Manzi breached their contract when he went with another automotive company to sponsor his sports team. Mr. Manzi claims his team can make sponsorship deals with any company they want, and he believes the plaintiff is angry because she will no longer be a part of the exclusive meet and greets with the players.
All rise. Court is now in session with the Honorable Judge Mablean presiding.
Thank you. You may be seated. It is the matter of Angela Daniels versus Timothy Manzi, and you're suing him for $5,300 because you said he violated a sponsorship agreement that you and he had together, right?
Yes.
Okay, so tell me the facts.
So I own a automobile dealership. One day Mr. Manzi came in and purchased a vehicle. At that same time, he asked me if I would sponsor his minor league baseball team. I agreed to that sponsorship. First couple years it went great. For this third year that we're in now, the agreement was for me to be the official sponsor. Once I went into the stadium and noticed there were advertisements for many car dealerships, I was furious because that's a breach of our contract, because as the official sponsor, there shouldn't be other car dealerships advertised in that stadium, as well as part of the contract, I was supposed to receive complimentary tickets, but he also charged me for tickets. And so
Wait a minute, the contract said you would receive complimentary tickets, but instead you paid for tickets.
Correct. It was $2,500 for the sponsorship, and then $2,800 for the season pass, which includes 4 tickets to all 70 of the home games. So that's $5,300 that I feel that Mr. Manzi owes me because of this breach in contract.
Okay, did the contract say that you were going to receive tickets for all 70 games?
No.
In the contract, it states complimentary tickets to all games, including finals, if the case arises.
Well, all games is the entire season. So let me see the contract, and I'll read it.
Yes.
All games is the entire season, plus playoffs. Yeah, that's the entire season.
And also the hospitality suite I was supposed to have access to entertain my clients. All that was included in the contract, which I didn't receive. And it was all supposed to be complimentary.
But the complimentary tickets are also upon what's available, too. What she got the season tickets. Those are awesome seats right behind the dugout. I mean, that's not something I promised or I could promise.
Well, I don't see any here saying based upon what's available. It says the sponsor complimentary tickets to all games, including finals, if the case arises. It says nothing about if available.
Right, but she would also need to call in and get the tickets.
That doesn't say all that either.
But she chose to get the season tickets. Nobody forced her to. She chose to get them because she wants to give those out to her clients to kind of schmooze them.
Okay. Now, what about the sponsorship agreement? She's saying you had a sponsorship agreement for her to be the official sponsor, her automobile dealership. She got to the game. There are other automobile dealers also that you're advertising for. What about that?
Well, she's not the exclusive
well, what does
sponsorship.
official sponsor mean?
That means she's the #1 used car dealership that we got. As of late, where the problem arose was when we had Chuck's Trucks. They sell new cars. They are official new car sponsorship. And they put up a lot more money than she did.
And she's the official used car sponsor?
Yes.
That was never part of the deal. I was just supposed to be the official car dealership, period.
Well, it says it right there, official used car dealership.
No, it says that
this
I'm
is
the
official new car dealership.
Provider.
One's new, one's old.
Okay, you know what? Hush. In consideration of the agreement by the sponsor to pay the club $2,500, the Sliders, the club, agrees to provide the following, as set out in paragraph 2. Credits and benefits to sponsor. Okay? To give the sponsor prominent acknowledgement. It does not say exclusive dealership.
And Your Honor, I didn't receive prominent acknowledgement. If you look in the picture, you'll see
to
that my ad
formally
is right
recognize
next to
the
another.
sponsor as the official transportation providers
and that includes
of the
used
Houston
and new.
Sliders.
Yeah, it's a minor league
On
team.
the sponsor's printed advertisement inside the stadium.
as a team, I can't just have one sponsor for $2,500.
No, you can have many
That's
sponsors,
ridiculous.
but not all in the same category. You can have an official restaurant, an official clothing line. You can't have many
Well, you're
official
used.
car dealerships.
Those are new cars.
That's causing confusion for my clients, and it's not what I paid you for. I'm the official transportation provider. Transportation includes new, used, and anything else. Transportation related is what I am the official sponsorship for.
You need to read your own contract. It does not say anything about she's the official or the official used car dealership. It doesn't say that.
Coming up on Justice with Judge Mablean.
It says you were going to give her tickets to all the games.
Correct.
And you didn't do that.
Well, she never asked. She never came forward
come
with one
on,
of the
Mr.
tickets.
Manzi.
I mean, my personnel
if you're
handles
offering
that.
complimentary tickets to her, why does she have to ask?
And later,
You lose a friend of 10 years over a comforter. And a friend does more for you than that white comforter does for you.
Trust me, it wasn't just the comforter. I would
Okay,
give
well,
you.
whatever.
we're back with the case of Angela Daniels, who is suing Timothy Manzi for breach of contract.
It says official sponsored, official transportation provider of the Houston Sliders. Now, that's where the issue is. What is official transportation provider? What does that really mean? It's not clear what that terminology means. Obviously, you have one interpretation. What's your interpretation of what
officially,
official
we
sponsor
only use
means?
your transportation. Officially, we only use her transportation.
And what does that mean when you say you only use her transportation?
For our players, when we have away games, or you know, different sponsorship things or different things in the media, we have her bus take our players around. Only her bus.
Now, here's what the problem is interpretation. And it's ambiguous what official sponsor means. But he says, but he clarified it in the contract. It says official sponsor of transportation providers. There's a difference in a transportation provider and a person who sells cars.
We verbally agreed that
You haven't verbally agreed to anything. That's why you're here.
Well, I mean, we did verbally agree, but now he's reneging on that agreement.
Well, here's the problem with a verbal agreement that alters the terms of a written agreement. It's unenforceable. That's why you have this 2-page written agreement that is supposed to set forth all of the terms of your official agreement. Anything outside of that is unenforceable.
But, Your Honor, it says that I would have prominent ad placement. And if you look in the picture, you see that my ad and the ad for Chuck's Trucks are right near each other, where previously I was up on the scoreboard, I had prominent placement. Now I'm right there next to all the other sponsors. That's part of the breach of contract.
I don't think this is anywhere prominent.
No, it's not. It's right next to the others, including Chuck's Trucks, who's my competitor.
And I certainly read your contract that says that you will provide her with the tickets. It doesn't say anything about she's supposed to buy them. It says you were going to give her tickets to all of the games.
Correct.
And you didn't do that.
Well, she never asked. She never came forward
come
with one
on,
of the
Mr.
tickets.
Manzi.
I mean, my personnel
if you're
handles
offering
that.
complimentary tickets to her, why does she have to ask?
Oh,
you
they're
you want
sitting
her
in
to
the
call
box.
you for every game and say, give me my tickets?
Well, she got to call up, and I just don't send them out because they can get lost or whatever. They're with our human resources department. All she's got to do is call them up and say, hey, I want my tickets. I'm going to come get them.
Did
Boom,
you
come
tell
on
her
down.
that that was the formality and that was the way to get them?
I don't remember.
No, he never did, Your Honor.
And it says to formally recognize you as official. This is not formally recognizing her as the official. Nothing says by her name, official transportation provider. Where do you recognize her as official transportation provider? Show me that.
Well, that's just one ad. Over the course of the last couple of years,
where you recognized her as official transportation
we did.
provider.
We used to have her right up on the scoreboard, all around the stadium.
Here's the scoreboard right here. This picture.
Well, that's just recently. That could have just been one time.
Well,
we've recently had a lot more people.
Show it to me.
Well, I don't
visually.
have it right
I
here
can
with
see
me.
it right now.
I
Really?
have to make a phone call. Have
I'm
someone
not
bring it
getting
down.
ready to go down to the stadium.
I'll give
This
you
is
free
your
tickets.
lawsuit.
I'll give you free tickets.
You know that she sued you for the fact that you were not showing her as the official transportation provider, and you walk in here saying that I am with no proof?
She is, but I didn't.
With
I
no
didn't realize
proof?
that I needed to bring that.
Well,
But I can get that for you if you like.
no,
Over the
you
course
can't
of the
get
years.
it. Just like you told her that she didn't call for the complimentary tickets, you didn't bring it. It's too late. You got the lady to pay you the $2,500 as a sponsor of the team. You agreed to all of these terms, and you reneged on most of them.
Okay. Now, I have a lot of people that work underneath me that I have to take care of.
Too bad.
Players, Everyone, I have to
That's
be
not
fed.
our
If we
issue.
get sponsorships in, I got to honor them.
That's not our issue. You signed a contract that said what you would provide for her. I don't care how many other people you have to provide things to. That's where it's your business, and you figure that out before you sign a contract with one person, promising them the moon, and then give them nothing.
But in that picture, it doesn't say official.
No,
But you can ask her. You've seen your name up there where it said official before.
Okay.
It's been up there.
Mr. Manzi, you need to be a man of your word. You did not do what you told me you would do, and that's all there is to it.
And I'm fine with it. He didn't do it, and he knows he didn't do it. And then he's going to let you pay $2,800 for season tickets on top of that. So what did she get for her $2,500? Nothing.
She has advertising, and she had a lot of, her business went up for the last few years.
Well, that's very good. That was the whole point. That's why
Yeah,
she
so
paid you
boom.
to advertise.
That's what we were going
and it
for.
may have gone up more if they had known she was the official transportation provider for your
But
team.
that's on the side of the bus as well. Everyone knows.
Mr. Manzi, you have not provided the plaintiff any of the things that you promised her, as you did in this 2-page written document, and you're just playing games. You're trying to go around town to get all the sponsors you can get. That's fine. But don't give someone an official if you're going to seek others. Just ask them to be a sponsor. I run an organization, and that's what I do. I ask for sponsors. But when you promise someone a prominent place and position in exchange for the money, that's what you have to provide. And you're talking about complimentary tickets to the game, and you know this woman bought season tickets. And when you saw her having purchased season tickets, you should have said no. She's not supposed to purchase tickets.
Well, why did
or
she
at least
purchase
maybe
them,
she
though?
wanted to purchase, but you should have also given her her complimentary tickets as well. So
she
judgment
chose to
for the
purchase
plaintiff.
them.
All rise.
Judge Mablean has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $5,300.
You know you were wrong for breaching our contract regarding the official team sponsorship. I'm just glad the judge understood my complaint.
You're just splitting hairs there. You know, you made a lot of money off our team, and you're not the only dealership in town.
Coming up,
You lose a friend of 10 years over a comforter. And a friend does more for you than that white comforter does for you.
Trust me, it wasn't just the comforter. I
Okay,
would give
well,
you.
whatever.
Network featuring dynamic judges and live legal programming,
Well, we're not at your school. We're in my courtroom.
unique court shows,
Where is any information about the company?
live legal news,
That's what you should have done.
and a commitment to justice.
Either you tried or you didn't.
The next generation of court programming in one dynamic network. Justice Central. You're watching Justice Central. Stay tuned. You're watching Justice with Judge Mablean. Gretchen Mayhew is suing Tara Patterson in the amount of $550. Ms. Mayhew claims Ms. Patterson ruined her comforter during a murder mystery night she hosted at her house. Ms. Patterson claims someone pushed her and she accidentally spilled wine on the plaintiff's comforter. But when she offered to get the comforter cleaned, Ms. Mayhew refused.
In the matter of Gretchen Matthew versus Tara Patterson, and you're suing Miss Matthew for $550 for a comforter?
Yes, it was a fairly new comforter. It was a gift from my boyfriend.
It must have been silk.
I mean, actually, I thought the same thing, but when you look up how much comforters tend to cost, it was actually kind of on the lower side.
Anyway, so what happened? Why are you suing your friend for $550 for your comforter?
We've been friends for like 10 years almost.
But you've known that for 10 years. Why would you have her anywhere near your white comforter set?
Well, that's the thing. She wasn't supposed to be anywhere near it. I was having a murder mystery birthday party. I've been wanting to have one for a couple years now. And so I chose a small group of people. I was explaining the rules of the game. Don't go upstairs and stay in character. Those were the 2 rules. But she, like always, didn't show up to the party on time. The party was supposed to be at 6 o'clock. It was very clear. And so at 6 o'clock, that was when the game was intended to start. And so she shows up at 6:40, and by that point, I didn't want to make everybody else pay for her tardiness. She gets there, and then 2 minutes within getting there, she takes a phone call. We're having dinner now. She takes a phone call, and she's outside for 20 minutes. When she comes back in, I guess she grabbed herself a second or third glass of wine and decided to go looking for all of us because she didn't know where anybody was because she wasn't there.
And I just got there on my 3rd glass of wine. Now we're adding to the story?
I said second or third. You had one when you got there.
I just gotten there and you just said that.
And so she comes back inside. She goes up the stairs with her glass of wine, red wine, and for whatever reason, even though my bedroom door was shut, she went in there. She claims that She was pushed.
Coming up.
You lose a friend of 10 years over a comforter. And a friend does more for you than that white comforter does for you.
Trust me, it wasn't just the comforter. I would give you
whatever.
We're back with the case of Gretchen Mayhew, who is suing Tara Patterson for property damage.
All I know is we heard a scream.
Okay.
So we all run up into the room, and her wine has spilled on my comforter. And
okay, some friend.
Yeah, some friend that is suing me over a blanket.
Why are you upstairs in her room?
When I took the phone call outside, I come back in, dinner's over, everyone has left the dining room. So I went to her bar, got a glass of wine like I normally do when I go to her house. Dining room's empty, room's downstairs empty. I go upstairs, check some rooms. I go to her room, my back is to the open door, and someone pushes me. I'm thinking it's part of the game. I screamed because the wine spilled all over her white blanket.
It's only 6 people in the house playing this game? Mm-hmm. Okay, did you spill the wine on the woman's comforter?
Yes, because I was pushed. I mean, the next day I offered...
But there's a... No, you can't point a finger at anybody.
Oh, of course, I offered to help, help with the situation, but not replace it.
5 people there.
Right.
Of the 5, no one admitted to pushing her?
I know for a fact none of them did because we all ran in together.
The next morning, I, apologized. I sent her a text message saying, I'm sorry that happened. I can definitely try to get it clean for you, but she
Not the next morning when you let it sit there overnight, it's gone.
Right.
You bought that comforter for $550, is that what you're saying?
Yes, well, my boyfriend bought it for me as a gift.
I think she has to replace the comforter. Whether she replaces for $550 is not the thing, but if she does need to replace the comforter, it was an accident. But even if it's an accident, when you go to someone's house, you spill something, you waste something, unless they're like me, they say, oh, forget it. But very few people in the world are like that these days. When I invite people to my house for a party, I expect that things are going to happen.
Judge Mablean's verdict when Justice with Judge Mablean returns.
But people these days are just so into their material possessions, even though they're your friend of 10 years, and you waste something on their comforter accidentally, now you got to buy another one and it ends a friendship. Some friendship. You lose a friend of 10 years over a comforter. And a friend does more for you than that white comforter does for you. All it does is, keep a little chill off of you every now and then.
I live in Denver. I live in Denver, it's cold.
No, I don't think you know what a friend is, because there's nowhere in the world.
I don't think she knows what a friend is. You don't know her past.
I know your present, and I know what you've said standing there before me. And in my opinion, it's not a very much of a friend.
Well,
that would take over a life of 10 years of somebody for the sake of a comforter and end a relationship.
Trust me, it wasn't just the comforter.
Okay,
I would give you...
whatever. Replace the comforter. I'm not ordering $550. Go get the woman a new comforter. I'm not ordering $550. You assume the risk. So you have some risk in this when you invite people to your house. There is a risk when you invite people to your house. Well, you may not think it is. It always is.
Yeah.
That somebody may not do what you've asked them to do.
Yeah.
There's a risk.
I know.
Okay, so you assume the risk, so you get the comforter replaced, but I'm not ordering $550. Buy the woman a white comforter. Judgment for the plaintiff.
Judge Mablean has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to buy the plaintiff a new comforter.
You know how I am about my things, and you should have never gone into my bedroom.
I'm glad to know your comfort is more important than our friendship.